mandate.
Right. So the county mayor just signing that executive order that will require masks in Williamson County. Mayor Rogers Anderson says all citizens will be required to wear those masks in public places. This all goes into effect in about 37 hours. We just spoke with him. Here's what he had to say.
This order doesn't go into effect till midnight tomorrow night. So that allows us some time to work out some of the, dot a few of the I's and cross a few of the T's we might have, we need to address.
So there are some people this will not apply to. The list has about 14 stipulations. Those include anyone under the age of 12, people with breathing problems, and it does not apply to people in a place of worship or while out eating. This mask mandate, according to the executive order, does run through August 3rd, but again starts tomorrow night at midnight, so do keep that in mind. We'll post all the information on our website. That's WKRN.com. Guys.
All right, and here in Nashville, more than 12,000 cases of COVID-19 have been confirmed in Davidson County. The Metro Health Department says 434 people out of 2,785 tests administered were positive in the last 24 hours. Of the 12,000 cases since the start, nearly 4,100 are considered still active. There are also 3 new probable deaths, which would bring the death toll to 117 in Nashville. So far, 108,000 people have been tested in the city. The pandemic continues having a large effect on the sports world. Now the Titans say they don't think it's possible to fully open Nissan Stadium this season. Erica Francis has more on what they plan to do.
The two-toned blue sending out a letter to season ticket holders this morning about the upcoming season, notifying fans that they are still working to figure out how many people will be permitted to attend games at Nissan Stadium this fall. Now, the organization says based on CDC guidelines and initial feedback from other governing authorities, it is unlikely Nissan Stadium will be open at full capacity this fall. The Titans are working closely with the NFL, state and local officials on a solution, adding the number of fans permitted to attend games will be determined at a later date. The organization says it will be increasing sanitation measures and reducing seating capacity, allowing seats to be spread out within sections to increase space between fans. Season ticket holders will have the option to opt out of the 2020 season, returning for the 2021 season, in addition to a refund option. The Titans are scheduled to report to training camp July 28th.
Well, after being closed for the holiday weekend, Metro's testing centers are now back open, and there's big demand, too. Medical professionals at the Community Assessment Center say they are prepared. Brooke Reese is joining us live now outside the testing center at Nissan Stadium.
Yeah, good morning, Nikki. So right now we're hearing that the wait time is around an hour for people to get tested for COVID-19. When the center opened at about 9 o'clock this morning, there was already a long line of cars stretched out from the parking lot and around the block. Meharry Medical College officials say that they were ready for this, so supplies were stocked up to meet demand. Now, testing is free to anyone who may have come in contact with the virus, or even those showing symptoms and just want to take that precautionary measure. Now, of course, the 4th of July weekend look very different from past years here, as celebrations like fireworks were canceled here in Music City. Metro officials moving back to phase 2 so that we can get a better handle on this spike of cases that we've seen here over the past couple of weeks. Now, of course, with the holiday, it was anticipated that people were still going to get out there and celebrate with friends and family, so obviously supplies are going to be in demand this Monday morning. Nikki, I'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Brett.
All right, and new this morning, 5 nursing home workers in Chattanooga have tested positive for COVID-19. 2 of those cases are at the Life Care Center of Cleveland. The other 3 work at the Life Care Center of Ooltewah. The nursing home has alerted the state health department residents and their families about the cases. Right now, no other associates or residents have tested positive. The nursing homes are testing employees and residents weekly.
Statewide, there are now more than 51,400 confirmed cases. Shelby County remains the #1 hotspot in Tennessee with nearly 11,800 cases. Davidson County is the second hotspot. More than 2,800 Tennesseans are in the hospital. 646 have died.
Nationwide, more than 48,000 new cases of COVID-19 reported in the 24 hours. The U.S. recording nearly 3 million cases and 130,000 dead across the country as the states in the South and West see major surges. Rena Roy has the latest.
As 37 states see an increase in cases, there's now extra concern after many Americans gathered across the country to celebrate Independence Day. Thousands headed to beaches in New Jersey and Delaware. In Diamond Lake, Michigan, hundreds partied without masks or social distancing. Meantime, in New Hampshire, things were busy but spread out.
July 4th weekend, people wanted to get out and enjoy themselves a little bit, and I thought overall the nation did pretty well, but of course, the number of cases continue to rise.
9 states reported record numbers of new cases over the weekend, including Florida, with more than 21,000 new cases Saturday and Sunday.
People are dying. People are getting sick with a disease that we right now are still trying to find out how to even find a cure for it.
Texas, another hotspot, saw record high hospitalizations. In Houston, Texas Medical Center says the ICU capacity is at 98%. Arizona also running out of ICU beds.
We opened way too early in Arizona.
In California, the LA County Health Director says there might not be enough beds for a COVID surge, requesting hospitals implement decompression plans to handle the stress on capacity. But President Trump is still claiming the steady climb in cases is a result of increased testing. This just a day after he addressed thousands of supporters at Mount Rushmore, few wearing masks.
We have tested almost 40 million people. By so doing, we show cases, 99% of which are totally harmless.
But health experts are refuting that claim, including the FDA commissioner.
Any case we don't want to have in this country. Any death, any case is tragic. And we want to do everything we can to prevent that.
The facts on this are really quite clear. The reason we're seeing an increase in cases is because we're seeing an increase in infections, not because we're doing more testing.
President Trump is expected